morning, boys and girls. We hope you've had a brilliant week. Guys, as you know, we have just finished our 4-week series on back to school. We hope you've enjoyed that. Last week we learnt about David and Goliath, and during this week I believe you have all received a lovely little gift through your door. We hope you enjoy playing with those various bits and pieces, and we hope they bless you.
So everybody, this week we're starting a brand new series, a mini series, all about rest and what that means to rest in God as Christians. And we're going to start by learning about a story that you've heard already, but we're going to recap it again. Right back at the beginning of the Bible, in the very first book of the Bible called Genesis, all about the very start of creation.
That's right.
But before we get into that, let's jump up on our feet, let's get moving and a grooving, and Dan Cooper, take us away with some wiggle time.
Hello boys and girls, today we're going to be playing traffic lights, and let me explain the rules. So red means stand still and don't move, and amber means sit down, and last but not least, green. It means you can run around and do what you want to. That's all the rules.
Green, run around, dance, go crazy. Red, amber. Red, green, amber. Green. Red. Red. Amber. Green. Red. Amber. Green. 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 Red. And last one, amber. Well done, everyone. Pippa, do you want to say bye-bye to everyone?
Bye everyone, hope you see you next time.
Cheers, Dan. That was an awesome wiggle time. We hope you've enjoyed it, boys and girls. Any parents joining in? We hope so. Guys, as Abby's already mentioned, we are starting a mini-series on rest, which is fantastic. And to start this, we're going back to the beginning of the Bible, to Genesis. But before we hear the story, I've got 3 questions for you. So you'll have to use your special hearing to listen into the story and work out the answers. So question 1. What did God do on the second day?
Number 2.
What did God do on the 4th day?
And number 3.
What did God do on the 7th day? So guys, I'll let you ponder those questions, and if you listen in closely to the story, you'll know the answers. So, let's hear the story, Abby.
Today's story is called The Beginning, from Genesis 1. In the beginning, the world was empty, darkness was everywhere, but God had a plan. God separated the light from the darkness. Let there be light, he said, and the light turned on. He called the light day, and he called the darkness night. This was the end of the very first day. Then God said, I will divide the waters. He separated the waters in the clouds above from the waters in the ocean below. He called the space between them sky. This was the end of the second day. Next, God rolled back the waters, and some dry ground appeared. He made plants of many shapes and colours. He made mountains, hills and valleys. This was the end of the third day. God put a shining sun in the sky for the daytime. He put a glowing moon and twinkling stars in the sky for the night time. This was the end of the 4th day. On the 5th day, God made swishy fish and squiggly creatures to live in the ocean. Then God made birds to fly across the sky. On the 6th day, God made animals to creep, crawl, hop and gallop. Then from the dust, God made the most wonderful creature of all, a person. God named him Adam. On the 7th day, God rested.
Wow, thanks Abby. That was a brilliant story. Guys, if you remember, we had 3 questions before this story time. So, the first question was, what happened on day 2? Abby?
So on day 2, God, who created everything, what did he create? Did he create sizzly snakes? Did he create little ants? No, he did not. He hadn't got that far yet. He created the seas and the sky.
And the second question was, what did God create on day 4? Abby?
Well, it kind of carried on with the sky theme. So he created a great big ball of light. So he created the sun. He also created the moon and he created the stars.
That's right. And the third and final question, what did he do on the 7th day?
He was very tired and so God rested. He put his tools down, if he had tools, and he just sat down, I imagine, and looked out at everything he had made, and he was satisfied and he just rested. So he just paused, he stopped.
He was very happy. And I don't know about you guys, but I know for me, after I do a lot of work, I'm pretty tired. And so I also need a rest.
That's right. Especially come Friday, I'm sure a lot of you are very tired after a whole week at school. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 5 days of school, of learning and lots of information and playing and shouting and singing. So we think you're probably very tired come the weekend and you probably also need a rest.
To help us to remember this, guys, we have a memory verse today, which goes a little something like this. Then God blessed the 7th day and made it holy, because on it he rested. Should we hear it again?
Shall I say it this time?
Go on then.
Okay. Then God blessed the 7th day and made it holy, because on it he rested. And that's Genesis 2 verse 3.
Okay kids, it's now time for a craft. Well boys and girls, we hope you've enjoyed that activity sheet. You can maybe fill that in with some of your new crayons that some of you might have got, or maybe a cheeky Sharpie. You can obviously fill that in today or throughout the week. So, we've heard the story, we've done the activity sheet. Let's ask some questions about this whole resting shenanigans. So Abby, when can we rest?
Well, if we think about the story and follow what God's command was when he created the world at the very, very beginning, he made 7 days. He made Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And he says in the beginning of the Bible that he rested on the 7th day. What do we do on a Sunday normally?
Have a roast dinner.
We might have a roast dinner, maybe, but we also normally join and come together and go to church. But at the moment we can't all do that. So it's helpful for us to have some time during that day or another day if that's better for you, to think about how we can connect with God and how we can come before him and rest. So not do our homework, not do playing, not do running around outside, but just come and rest and sit before God.
Well, that kind of leads into my second question, Abby, of how can we rest in God?
This is a difficult one, and there are many ways we can rest in God's presence, and that will be different for all of us. Because God speaks to us in so many different ways. Sometimes that will be outside when we're walking in the park or walking along this lovely seafront that we've got. God can speak to us about the raging oceans and the shells on the seashore. And sometimes for us, we have to be in our bedrooms, away from everybody else, where we can come and we can pray and come and talk to God like you would talk to one of your friends on your telephone.
He sometimes talks to me in the shower. Very peculiar. But Abby, my third question. Why? Why is it important that we rest in God?
That's a really important question. Now, children, it's so important that we rest, not only just for our bodies, so when we go to bed at night we rest because we are so busy in the day that we come to the evening and then it's time for bedtime and we sleep all through the night because that's the way God designed us, to have daytime and nighttime. Daytime for busy activities and lots of fun, and nighttime to sleep, so that our bodies can do all of their amazing things that they do at nighttime and repair themselves and just have some quiet time. But it's also important for us to rest spiritually. So that means spending time with God and having time just you and God, without anybody else, without any distractions. So that might be reading your Bible every day, or it might be having a prayer time, or it might just be writing a letter to God.
Thank you, Abby. That was really useful. I'm going to be sure to action some of those points you've mentioned this week. We heard a memory verse just a moment ago. Can you remind me what it said?
So, it's from Genesis 2 verse 3, and it says, "Then God blessed the seventh day and made it holy, because on it he rested."
Wow, so even God had to take a rest.
He did.
That shows how important it must be to take rests. I wonder how many of you go to bed on time and rest nicely in the evening. I wonder. Before we end today, guys, we have a brilliant worship time. So, let's all jump to our feet, clear our voices, and have a brilliant time of singing with Beth.
Have you heard the story about my friend King Dave? Wouldn't let the giant stand in his way. He said, hand me my sling, cause he's not that tall. My God is bigger and I watch him fall. My God's the king of the giants. My God's the king of the lions. My God's the king of the creatures of the deep. My God's the king of me. Have you heard the one about this guy called Dan? Yes, he was a mighty holy praying man. They said throw him to the den of the scary beasts, but God saved a hero from the lion's teeth. Yeah! My God's the king of the giants. My God's the king of the lions. My God's the king of the creatures of the deep. My God's the king of me. This is more than history. You will do the same for me. Like Jonah and the whale at sea. When I'm lost and afraid, all alone in the dark, you're with me. Oh, you're with me. God's the king of me.
Thank you so much, Beth, for that amazing song of worship to God. That's another way we can rest in Him, we can worship. So guys, we hope you have a fantastic week. Thank you for joining us this morning. It's so great to see you all. And we will continue next week talking a little bit more on what it means to rest in God. And we hope that you have a lovely week, and we'll see you again next week.
Take
Bye-bye.
care. Bye-bye.